In this video I'm going to show you how to play the game. The execution ground is about to be looted, but the criminal didn't run away from the execution ground. He took the initiative to open the execution switch and jump down. This unusual action instantly made everyone in the execution ground confused. Only the sharp detective noticed that there was something wrong. But before he could figure it out, the wife next to him suddenly found that there was a piece of electric wire on the fence of the execution ground. She had a bad feeling and rushed to the execution ground. However, she was just about to disperse the crowd. The sixth man, who was hiding in the dark for the next second, pressed the switch. Hundreds of thousands of high-voltage electric wires spread all over the fence. The audience couldn't react. In time, they were all covered in smoke. The audience was in a hurry to go to the execution ground. As a result, the fence was cut off. It was a terrible scene. The judges were in a hurry to leave the scene. Fortunately, at the critical moment, the woman finally found the electric wire. She risked her life to break the electric wire quickly. This prevented the tragedy from expanding further. The people who were rescued were in a hurry to escape, but they didn't expect that the exit door had long been sealed. The execution ground was in a mess. There was no way for the people to escape. Just before the execution, a woman's neck was gently blown. The 10-meter-thick steel door suddenly turned into a transparent glass. Although the audience was rescued successfully, the prisoner on the execution ground was long gone. Transcribed by TurboCRIB.ai. In the desert, the woman finally found half a bucket of water, but she did not plan to drink it, but instead poured all the water at the bottom of the car, and then picked up some dead grass, and piled it up, lit it with a lighter, and finally kicked the smoke out of the car into the direction of the car. She was thinking that the car would detect thick smoke, and the smart system would open the window to ventilate. Who knew that the system was afraid to bring the smoke into the car but instead closed the typhoon system? The woman was terrified at the moment because her son was still trapped in the car, and the sun was hot and stuffy in the car, and soon the sun was so hot that his face turned red. The woman quickly brought a bucket of water to put out the fire, but it was a pity that the typhoon did not respond. What was worse was that it was already noon, and the sun was the hottest time. The temperature in the car continued to rise, and the woman poured all the remaining water into the bottom of the car, trying to lower the temperature a little, but the water evaporated very quickly. The son in the car was already dizzy, and the woman was so anxious that she did not know what to do, and she tried to smash the window with the handle. But this car not only has the latest smart system, but the body and the window are all bulletproof, and the bullets can't even leave a trace, not to mention the woman's strength. At this time, she hated this car very much. In fact, what she hated more was herself. If it weren't for the fact that she had to drive at night, and because of the car's good performance, she would have hit a road without hesitation. When she got out of the car to check, her only son was playing with his phone in the car. His son was less than 2 years old, and he only knew how to slide the screen, and he accidentally turned on the car's defense mode. Looking at his son in a coma, the woman cried and apologized to him, but this could not solve the problem. Any day, a hound stared at him, and the woman tried to scare him away. As a result, the hound rushed over and rushed to the bottom of the car in a hurry, but the hound had already chased him and bit his calf to death. The woman screamed for help, but no one could save her in this deserted desert. Fortunately, the hound saw the dead deer and ran over to eat the deer meat. The woman had just escaped. Originally, the deer was stuck at the bottom of the car, and the woman wanted to push it away, but when she pushed it out, she found that the car was moving, and she was heading for the cliff not far away. The woman quickly got around the back of the car and tried her best to stop the car, but her little body was really useless. Seeing that the car was getting closer and closer to the cliff, fortunately, a stone stuck to the wheel of the car, which stopped the car. The woman quickly checked her son's condition and called out to him, but his son did not respond. He was desperate and knelt down by the cliff. Looking at the height of the cliff, he suddenly came up with an adventurous idea. He came to the hungry hound. The hound was obviously confused. The two-legged sheep was still afraid of me. The animal instinct told him that he couldn't afford to mess with it, and he ran away with his tail. And the reason why the woman scared the hound away was that she knew she couldn't drive the car because the handle fell here. So this time she hit the stone that stuck to the wheel of the car, and then pushed the car hard towards the cliff until the rear wheel fell. At this point, she had no choice but to gamble. In order to save her son, the woman pushed the car down the cliff. She had no choice but to gamble. The intelligence system in the car detected the weight of the car, triggered the automatic defense function, and quickly switched to high-altitude fall mode. In the process of the car falling, she constantly adjusted the angle of the car landing, and at the same time started the advanced anti-shake. A huge landing sound was heard, and the ground was flying under the cliff. The woman immediately began to climb down, and fell all the way down to wipe the wound. She couldn't take care of it at all, and she didn't dare to stop. She came to the front of the car, and found that the car was perfectly intact. She was completely defeated by the quality of this car. The woman tried her best to hit the window of the car, hoping to wake up her son, but his son was no longer breathing. Just when the woman was desperate, Yu Guang saw the car door open. The defense mode of the car was disabled, and she couldn't help but reach out. The car door really opened. She was surprised and dug in and pulled out her son, who was in a coma, and hid in a cool place to cool him down. But her son didn't wake up at all. The woman's heart was